A mini vacation period, in other words, an international break, is finally over, which means FPL is back. As always, the Addicts crew are too. But as per usual, we've got flags to address, whether that was before the internationals or even within, which is completely normal in this game. Without further ado, we've got some beautiful experts down pat who are fit. Well, I hope they're fit. They're firing. They're ready to go in terms of answers. One, oh, look, I mean, he's a Scouser at its finest. And the other, he's like a L'Oreal, get that London look, got a lovely baby face about him. And I'll introduce you both. And that is Reidy and Marcello. Reidy, I'll go over to you first because I just feel that there's a bit of excitement just sort of within your chest reverberating at the moment. How are you feeling? How was the break for you?
Cheers, mate. Good to be back. I'm bubbling a little bit. You know, I'm just relieved. I think that relief when you get to that second week where the international, breaks over and we have proper football back. I just, yeah. I mean, as we'll find out later, maybe not so much in FPL, because I may or may not have made a move. But obviously, as I say, we'll find that out later. But I'm glad to be back. Glad to be chatting with you boys. Glad to get stuck in. Unfortunately, for another 4 weeks, and then we've got another one. But we won't think about that because we've got a bumper weekend of football to look forward to. How are you boys getting on?
You, Cello.
Oh, the dreaded mutes. The dreaded mutes. No, Cello.
Yeah, it is me. I'm still here. Just lost all my beard. Fresh days for a fresh block of game weeks. No trim until the next international break.
Yeah, I almost didn't recognise you when I jumped on, and before we came live, I was like, "What? Is this guy? Is this guy?" Yeah, man. How are you going then? All good?
All good. Just ready for the matches to start. Really.
I mean, Palace unbeaten run. Unfortunately, obviously, I know this was a little while back now, but come to an end, and I'm sure we'll talk about that, and I'm sure we'll have some discussion around Palace players, because I'm sure they'll want to put that right, won't they?
Yeah, well, I'm not too hopeful on Palace, actually. I think, it's going to be interesting to see how we react now.
Oh, that's the first time I've heard Cello not feel very confident and be upbeat.
Nah, it's hard games. There's a lot of hard games now, so we'll see what happens.
I reckon it might be because Marcello's ultimate wingman in Rev is not, unfortunately, here for an appearance tonight. That could be why. You see, like that dynamic duo chemistry between the two since the start of the season.
It could be, mate, and it could be. But how are you, mate? Are you getting on all right?
Yeah, no, I'm going all right, thank you. Can I be honest? I know Marcello, he covered all of our discussion points, which is fabulous. He's running the big. He's like a meat and a sandwich tonight, where he's just got it all cooked up, raring to go in terms of discussion points. And I just enjoyed my break. I'm still trying to, you know what I mean, do my hair up, check the sides out.
You look like you're going to a 70s disco party, mate, after this, I'll be honest. with that shirt.
Well, let's bring some people who are hopefully, maybe even one day, be terrific on the disco floor. And that is our usual community. So, Miriam, first comment. I know, when people post on Instagram and they just write as a comment, first comment, like she'd be one of those people. So, as always, great to have your company, Miriam. Everyone's kind of looking fresh by the sounds of it. Well, that's debatable because Reidy looks a bit like he's on his way to looking like a Hagrid.
Oh, whoa.
This is... Actually, Reidy, before I get to our mini league, you sent this in the WhatsApp group earlier. You spotted your brother on Sky Sports during the week. What was
was that actually your brother?
Yeah, I think Rev thought obviously I was taking the mick there, but yeah, he was unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately, it wasn't like a positive thing. He was at Ricky Hatton's funeral. So yeah, the late great Ricky Hatton. He was at his funeral. So obviously different circumstances. It would have been a positive thing or a good thing as such, but yeah, it was just one of them things where he was getting interviewed and stuff, and there was all kinds of people there from the boxing world, but not only that, from the football world. Wayne Rooney was there, and stuff like that. So yeah, it was my actual brother there. I wasn't taking a mick because the name was the same, but I can see where you were coming from on that one.
That's amazing. Wow, fair play. Great find from you, Reidy. Speaking of good finds, we'll see if any of our four sides had them about them. So this is our usual mini league table. Look, Rev's not here, but we'll just go over his side very briefly because we're all going to.
When Rev's here, or what? When Rev's not here, sorry, what do we do? And when Rev is here, what do we do? That's just rip him. So I think it's only fair that in his absence, we kind of. I mean, can we this week though? He did all right, didn't he?
Yeah. 73. Caicedo, 10 points.
He's still
he left his boy.
Caicedo, what's he doing on the bench?
Yeah, there we go. We can rip him because this guy's been talking about DEFCON monsters and Caicedo's. And what does he do? He benches him and he plays Reinders.
Oh my gosh. I hate to say it, I told you so, but I feel like last week I literally told him not to do that.
Let's be honest though, I don't know if you boys can remember, it's been that far back now since we unfortunately got beat by Chelsea and that game was played. However, what an absolute rocket by Caicedo, eh?
I remember.
What a banger.
Got it round when he scored.
Yeah, what a banger. Fair play to him, great finish. But yeah, 10 points on the bench for Rev, eh?
Yeah, ended up on 73. And we'll go to another poster boy of Moises Caicedo. That is Marcello's side. Because, hey, guess what? He did have him, albeit benching another Chelsea player who managed to return. Floor's yours.
Yeah, benched Cucurella against Man City. Liverpool and Collins against Man City. So should have just played 5 at the back, really. Shouldn't have brought in Gyökeres. Should have just benched Anderson and Krupi Jr. and just played 5 at the back. But, I got Gyökeres now. Not feeling great about him. He hasn't done anything for Sweden. But I'm hoping Arsenal and Gyökeres can really start to do some damage now. Otherwise, that's going to be a big mistake.
I think you did mention as well, whether it would be on the pod or definitely on Twitter, on X, that you weren't feeling too comfortable about having to bench Cucurella that game week, right?
Yeah, no, I don't feel comfortable benching any defender at all this season because clean sheet, 1 assist or a goal, and there you're benching 17 points. And if you've got 5 good defenders, all of these guys, look at my 5 defenders. Gabriel, he can score a header. Lacroix, he can get up, score a header or an assist. Keane's already scored a header. Collins it's got to be him this week, I think, against West Ham because he's been firing loads of headers in. Cucurella basically plays in the box, got an assist for Liverpool. He can get involved with anyone, scored a banger for his country. All of my defenders can get a 17-pointer in any game. So, especially if you've got defenders like mine. But even if you've got, Rodon's 4 million defender. He scored for his country, Wales, on the international break. They keep a clean sheet against Burnley, and then he gets a header. That's 17 points. You got to play him.
Yeah. We're all kind of in that boat, though, aren't we? And I think that naturally, we all want to sometimes play that attacker, like the kind of exciting thing, goals, assists and stuff. But I know we've seen this season that DEFCON, especially if that's included with a clean sheet and a goal, can be absolutely huge. So,
if they score, looking here at Waltmer, he scored, but he's only getting 6 points for his goal. How many routes to point do the forwards have? Not many, whereas the defenders, you could miss out on a lot of points. And, if you bench a 6-pointer from a striker, oh well. So that's something that I've been looking at this week is why are the strikers not getting free bonus points when they score?
Well, unless your name's Erling Haaland, that doesn't seem to happen.
Yeah, well, scoring more than one in each game. That's what I think.
Yeah. So yeah, but Chaza's team, we've got here your team, Chaza. Yeah.
Yeah, Tailtooth halves this one. Absolute sinker and stinker on Saturday. It was only. I can't remember if anyone returned or not, but it was a flamboyant Friday night, just like for sure. Everyone blanked on Saturday, but Sunday, that's where the rescue lifesavers came out to play. And Die with a goal, Munoz with a goal, Voltamard with a goal. I was relatively content with that to just end on a tiny red arrow, albeit still having Salah and having no Arsenal, which is an absolute rank killer. So I believe I got quite fortunate on that.
Yeah, I think it must have been bittersweet as well, the fact that Palace were gonna, were on for a clean sheet and Munoz would have got a monster haul, but the guy that got you those points that were taken away was a brilliant guy. So it worked out okay, for you in that respect. Anyone who's not got Semenyo at this point, absolutely.
But would you bring him in this week though, if you didn't have him? I don't know if I would.
Doesn't feel like the right entry point, does it? I say entry point.
If you think about it, you're kind of chasing all those points that you've lost so far now. You're kind of wanting to bench against him and everyone that's got him, like bet against him.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would bring him in with these fixtures. I mean, he could just absolutely smash it again, and you're just left even further behind. But
I know. But yeah, 71 for me.
Yeah, we've all got him.
I did some similar score to yourself and Rev, but yeah, the Senesi thing, just to not cut you off on that one. I think the issue with that is not having him, although he has toughish fixtures, is his ownership, right?
Yes.
If he's still on penalties, I don't know if Clivett's 100% back. It just feels like one of them things that some people do this, FPL managers, they go, no, I'm not going to pick him. He's not going to keep doing this. We won't blah, blah, blah. And then it happens. And then you feel like an idiot. And then you end up buying him anyway for a lot more than what he costs. So yeah. But 71 for me, Spurs defense. Yeah. Senesi brought him in. He blanks, obviously. And then Kudus is the man. He is the man for me.
Got his first goal and an assist.
Goal and assist.
I didn't think he would ever score, to be honest.
I didn't. Especially with that header against Wolves from 2 yards out a few weeks back. Crazy. But got me 12 points. Kind of pulled me out the fire a little bit with that one because it would have been a little bit of an underpar score, I will admit. But yeah.
He's doing so well for his country as well, I've noticed. He keeps popping up for his country.
Yeah.
I think, like Semenyo, those two are not going to AFCON, right?
Correct.
Because they didn't qualify.
Yeah, they both play for Ghana.
What a nice picks to have in your side there, even for the long term, maybe. Kudus has started to annoy me. I think he's really been on form for this Tottenham side this season. He's their key man.
He's been good. I'm grateful I picked him. But yeah, there we go. That's how we did for game week 7, right?
It's quite tight, really.
All right. I was going to make a rude joke then, but no, I'll refrain. But yeah, it is very close at the minute. So we've got 4 weeks now to see if the table still looks the same at the end of that game week 12 sort of thing. So yeah, I'm excited. Look forward to it.
Yeah. Speaking of excitement, I'd love to hear more in terms of Marcello's point tonight of formation and whether it's worth playing 3 up top. Who could be the best possible partners to accommodate the dominance of a certain Norwegian? Marcello, I'm not sure if you have any stats up or not, but I'm going to let you take a floor on this one because I'm intrigued by what you got here.
Yeah, so the prices this season, I mean, there have been some rule changes this year. So who can tell me what rules have changed in FPL this season?
DEFCON, because you mention it each week.
DEFCON, of course, yeah. And then not just that.
Bonus points in 10.
Yeah, and who remembers what happened to the bonus points?
What happened?
Yeah, what changed?
Is it more points of forwards now?
Not quite. So the forwards actually get less points for a penalty. Do we remember that change?
Yes, I remember now.
And the
Less
midfielders also dropped points for penalties, and everyone's basically got the same. So here are the rules. So DEFCON, obviously, defenders get 10 clearance blocks or interceptions, and don't forget the forwards, they also have recoveries counting for them as well. So people say, midfielders, they have some there's 12, but they've got recoveries included as well, which defenders don't have. So that's DEFCON. So you're gonna see defenders get more points because of DEFCON. Okay, assists changed as well. They give a few more assists, which is fine. Doesn't really affect things too much. But bonus points, this is really quite interesting. So goalkeepers earn 2 points for a save, but if the save is from a shot made from inside the box, they now earn an additional 1 bonus point. So goalkeepers just get an extra bonus point from a shot inside the box. Wow. So over the last year, you're going to see goalkeepers getting more bonus points. Then you've got this one. A goal line clearance is now worth 9. It was formerly 3 BPS. That is quite big, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
From 3, you go to 9. And then I think this is the biggest change of them all. Successful tackles earn 2 BPS. Formerly, it was 2 for every successful tackle minus lost tackles. So if you make a tackle and then lose the ball, that used to not count for your BPS. But now these really do count. And we start to see defenders kind of overtaking the strikers a bit more in situations where maybe last year the strikers would have just secured their BPS. And then forwards don't directly have anything taken against them apart from in a penalty. So last year you'd get 24 for a forward scoring a penalty. So who's a forward penalty taker that you can think of?
Haaland.
Yeah, Haaland. You've maybe got Mateta. Who else?
Baltimore, by the looks of it.
Well, could be. Anyone else?
João Pedro, maybe.
Yeah,
I guess when Palmer's not there, but yeah. Other than that, forwards that take penalties.
Oh, is there many of them?
Not too many, but when they do, instead of 24, they'll be getting 12. And last year, midfielders would have had 18, but now they're going to have 12. So which midfielders are taking penalties? Can you think of any? Yeah, Bruno. If Bruno scores, you have to score them. So Bruno's not scoring.
Bruno,
Saka is a good one.
Salah, Palmer, all these guys.
John McGinn.
Paqueta, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't
so
know.
Even if they score a penalty, last year it would have been 18. They would probably secure their free bonus. This year might not happen. These defenders that are making lost tackles, they might be overtaking them this year, or even the goalkeeper, or even people who do a goal line clearance, which is a bit more rare. So on to my next point, bonus points analysis. These are strikers who scored a goal but did not get free bonus, or any player. So Calafiori scores, but we see Raya beat him to free bonus. Even with a card. Raya got a yellow card as well. He made 7 saves and a clean sheet, and he still beat Calafiori, who also got a clean sheet. So Raya, those saves in the box, giving him an extra point, beat him to it. Wolves v Man City. You've got Cherky scores, Reinders scores, but he got a yellow. But Lewis and Ait Nori beat them. So Cherky, who scored a goal, was beaten by Ait Nori, who only got a clean sheet in that match.
Yeah, right.
And then
Okay,
Johnson
yeah.
scores, Vicario beats him again here.
Yeah.
Isidio
Yeah,
scores, Ropes beats him to it here. You can see Ropes is before Isidio. Arsenal, Saka scores, Calafiori beats him to it. So Arsenal again later on, Gyökeres scores, but 3 defenders with no attacking returns. Timber, Gabriel and Mosquera all beat him just from tackles. Arsenal again, Saka scores a penalty, but it doesn't count as much. Last year, he would have got 3 bonus because he would have got, those extra 18 points or whatever. Now, Timber, Gabriel, Rice all beat Saka to the 3 bonus. It's insane. So all that to say that basically you should be forgetting about goal scorers and just pick defenders. So what formation you should play? I think we should just be playing one guy up front who is Haaland. He is just unstoppable. He scored 10 games in a row. And play your 5 defenders or play your midfielders who are doing well, and just those other strikers, those other midfielders, they're just not going to secure those bonuses this year, unfortunately. Unless they score 2 goals and they go to the top.
Wow. Really, really honing in on this sort of
it's good.
Defensive BPS and the bonus point system, or how that kind of works, and effectively what players end up getting the actual bonus.
The Arsenal example is crazy. How can Gyökeres score and 3 defenders, none of them got an assist or any attack returns, they all beat him to the free bonus. So if your striker is just scoring, it's not going to be enough to secure free bonus. And that's a lot of points lost throughout the season. Who's good to get as an attacker? Maybe someone who doesn't keep clean sheets. So maybe Bowen is a forward. West Ham probably won't keep that many clean sheets. So he might be, every goal that Bowen scores is going to be worth more FPL points than Gyökeres' goals. And this is why you see Bowen with so many more points this season and last season, because those defenders aren't putting as much points on the board because they don't get clean sheet bonuses. So definitely something to think about.
Well, yeah, loads. And I want you to stay on the defensive front, because I've got to present the public league, but I want to get back to another point of yours. But public league, as per usual, with its weekly appearances, and there's been loads of movement. It's been like win-loss, but green-red on this. Loads, just stacks. With the highest coming from Jared, is in 6th spot with a whopping 93 points. Fair play to him. It's a battle between the JJs up the top. But let's talk about your side, because they were once unbeaten in a fairy tale and in reality. But now that's gone. But you want to talk about the defenders in general. What's your consensus on the men from South London these days, Marcello?
Yeah, well, I mean, who would you pick? I feel like you can get any one of the defenders. I feel like Sarr is a pick. Pino, maybe. Mateta, I feel like Mateta just might get his minutes managed now. Nketiah's back. And our fixtures aren't great. We're not going to be beating teams 3 or 4-0. Like, maybe we'll come away with a 1-0 win and the defenders might be good picks. But, yeah, for me, the defender list would go Gahey, as he's just been scoring and getting assists for club and country. He's playing like he's got something to prove. Then Munoz, who's starting to hit a bit of form. He's scored in Europe for us. Then I think Richards, who is very cheap still, a great value pick and gets a lot of DEFCONs. I think Richards has been taking a lot of the Palace's long throws. So he might not get on the end of those long throws, whereas Gahey will. But Richards still gets a lot of DEFCON. And then Lacroix with DEFCON as well is good as well. Do you think Sarr is a good pick this game week?
Yeah, I do actually, because I think Palace are relatively attacking at home. I think it would be, I just came across a video today, Marcello, how it was 2017 final day and Palace beat Bournemouth 5-3. Do you remember that game?
Oh gosh, a while ago.
It was a while ago, yeah, when Zaha and I think Benteke dominated that one. Yeah, I do. It's so interesting because I want to ask you, even after Munoz having scored, maybe these statements back to him, just back on defenders. Is it better value going for example Chris Richards, who is $1 million cheaper than Munoz, or is it best to still go with the top dollar? Because Munoz is already showing that he is worth that high base bargain. However, Gehi's probably had a better return of actual returns than Munoz to start the season. So if you, for example, penny pinches and you've still got Salah, that might be the best option. But if you've still got so much money, you may as well go up to Munoz. What's your take on that debate?
I think it depends how you play them. Like, are you going to play them every week? Because think about it, the DEFCON players, they're going to steadily get their DEFCON throughout the season, and that will gradually add up to a high score. Whereas the goal-scoring ones, they're going to peak, and then they're going to drop down. Then they're going to peak, and then they'll drop for a few weeks. So if you bench them for one of those weeks and miss the haul, you're really not going to catch up to those DEFCON players. Whereas if you're playing them every week, I think it's a bit less risky, I think. So that's what I would say. I'd say if you're, I think it's safer in that sense to just go with the DEFCON because, you'll be fine. If you're playing 5 at the back, maybe go for the attacking one as well because you're not going to bench a Cucurella 7-pointer like I have. And now I'm not going to get those 7 points back. When he comes in, he's not going to get DEFCON. He's going to get a 2-pointer.
Yeah. I think we've all been sort of like focused for so long in FPL on midfielders and forwards. It's hard to kind of get out of that frame of mind. Although you've quite easily shown us how the BPS system works now and how much more favorable it is for defenders and stuff like that. I think because, so for example, to give an example to this and a bit of context, Ollie Watkins, people picked him at the beginning of the season, great fixtures. Everyone thought, fantastic, we'll get him in. And people held him for a good few game weeks because it was waiting for that thing. And not only that, when not many of the forwards are doing much and stuff, it's kind of like, oh, well, he's got a better fixture because we do look at fixtures. It's part and parcel of the game almost. However, we naturally would go, well, this forward's blanking. He's giving me 2 points. He's no good. I'm going to move him out. Rather than actually go, I'll focus on a different type of move. Maybe I'll look at a defensive move because I think this guy's getting really good DEFCON. He's an attacking threat from set pieces. Well, actually, that would benefit me more and probably get me more points than going for another forward instead of Watkins, who is probably not going to end up returning that much. It's such a hard way to kind of switch that.
It really is, especially we've been used to it for so many years.
Yeah, so I think naturally, it's, people are going to go for Haaland and then we are going to be wanting to switch different forwards throughout the season. But I feel like if you have set up well in defence, I know you, Marcello, have just outlined with your team, you hate benching all of them or any of them. And I think that mentality throughout the season will change for people. And I think 4 at the back might become a bit more of the norm. People might end up going for 5 at the back, especially if, in one game week, one particular game week or more, defenders have, really good games, fixtures. So yeah, great points. And I love this now because it gives us so much more to talk about in a sense, but it also is very scary because like you've just said, you can't get those points back. I found that out myself with, I can't say his surname for the life of me. I wish I could because I get it wrong every time, but Maxence, I call him. I say his first name now instead. Your guy for Crystal Palace, the guy at the back. That's the one. I mentioned his 11 points in game 3 or 4. And that's it. You have to take it on the chin. But yeah, what have we got here, Marcello? What are you showing us?
Yeah, so this is last year's points, and I added DEFCON. So here you can see how many points they actually scored, and here you've got how many got DEFCON, and this is all players under 6.5. So trying to find like good cheap value, and you saw like obviously Marilo Milenkovic, they had high DEFCON last year. They're not doing that this year, unfortunately, with their new manager. But it is quite close between some of the high scoring ones. So a higher number in here suggests they're like a DEFCON daddy. And then the lower ones are like more attacking, like Gabriel only got 4 DEFCON points last year. He's actually already got 6 this year. So that's insane in itself. Munoz is more attacking. Collins is a DEFCON daddy. Hall is more attacking. In the end, it kind of like balances out their points per game. You know, you can say which one's better, Munoz, Lacroix, Richards. In the end, it's not going to matter that much. It's quite close, actually, is what I'm trying to say. So if you can get someone who seems to get DEFCON and score goals, then, you know, they're going to be way higher up on this list, which you want the highest score and highest points per game. So in some cases, you know, Saliba, Arsenal, they're not great for DEFCON, but they're so good at clean sheets. They pop up with a few goals here and there. Aina last year was so attacking. You know, his numbers are not too bad. It's 3.9 points per game. And then, you know, compared to the highest defenders, Marilo Milenkovic, 4.7, 4.6 per game across the whole season. Gvardiol, only 10. Gabriel, only 4. They're still up here at 4 and 4 and 4 and 3. So, you know, you can still go for attacking defenders. And, you know, I kind of have with Gabriel, I've got Cucurella as well. They're not typically the best DEFCON players. So there's more than one way to play it as well.
Yeah. I think an interesting point between what we seem to have found this season is that going for centre-back sometimes does have more potential and a bit of a higher ceiling because fullbacks aren't getting the DEFCON now. So you're kind of going, oh, well, maybe, you know, Munoz has actually done okay, probably one of the best of wing-backs and so on. But you're going for a higher price guy, and I feel like you don't get the goals maybe from centre-backs often enough, whereas wing-backs are naturally going to be in more attacking positions. They're going to be higher up the pitch. So can that ultimately catch up to some of the what the centre-backs are doing, like in terms of DEFCON? Some are good at getting DEFCON, some are not. But what I tend to have kind of found is these DEFCON points can be so random. They can be so random. It's just so up and down between certain games. You know, certain players have been nowhere near DEFCON and others have that you've not expected. So it's hard to actually predict it. I mean, but going off the models that you're saying from last season's, if we add it on, it gives us a good idea. And I think after this season, you know, once it's over and you look back at it next year, you'll have you'll have an even better idea then.
Definitely. And one thing with mine, the DEFCON point, it doesn't take into account the bonus changes that we went through. So that's on last year's bonus. So you're going to see the bonus tackles, the goalkeepers steal away from the forwards as well, which I haven't done it on that sheet. So it'll be interesting to see how far that goes, because who knows how that goes.
Marcello, as always, you're dynamite when it comes to this sort of stuff. It's what we unbelievably appreciate. So too does 372,000 people on what is now so-called X, just for that graphic. So well done, and thanking you very dearly. Transfer market, another thing that is also interesting as we approach another game week. Any surprises, boys? The top 5 ins and outs?
I love when we look at these. It's like as the season goes on, the transfers get better because people have less transfers and they're doing less done moves.
I mean, the big elephant in the room is it's the obvious. The FPL legend, the king himself, most transferred out. I mean, when's the last time we've seen that? Let's be honest. Yeah. So, especially before playing Manchester United, it is mental. But yeah, what's your boys' thoughts on that? On Salah being transferred out? Do you think it's just a case of people who haven't got Haaland and they're getting rid of him to get Haaland, or do you think people have got Salah and Haaland and they're just going, yeah, I don't want Salah anymore. He's not as good, and Liverpool aren't as good. Let's get rid.
Well, okay, so you're going into Arsenal assets here, but there's just so much in the bank. And then what are you going to use for that spare money? Upgrade your premium defenders to Arsenal defenders. But even with the big emphasis that Marcello's mentioned all season, that those expensive defenders are actually going quite well this season, including Munoz from Crystal Palace. So my question is, where's all that money going to go? But because he's got the best record against United, that's why he's probably staying for another week. An interesting surprise is Gyökeres fourth most transferred out, despite Arsenal having a really good fixture run.
Oh, João Pedro as well. That's been annoying me. They both might drop tonight, I think, which is annoying because I think a lot of people are going to buy them, especially João Pedro. They're going to buy them on a discount tomorrow morning before Forest and Sunderland next week, the two top teams on the ticker. But they're not returning, so...
Well, that's it. I think Gyökeres has become... He's been a bit of a weird one. He has become like a popular pick for some people, especially wildcarders previously, and people have jumped on him. They've been like, yes, he seems to be, all right, not getting goals as such, but, he's probably, what we say, the best of a bad bunch outside Haaland, because Arsenal's fixtures are great, as you say, that the ones that are coming up after probably Palace and Fulham more so. But, other than that, really, who are we looking at? It's Voltemade, you know what I mean? Like, there's not much there. I am surprised, though, that people have kind of gone, all right, well, let's get him. And then there's a bunch of people who are like, let's get rid of him. So people just seem to not be able to make their mind up. However, there is the obvious move, and the obvious move is, let's get rid of him, who costs, he costs 9 million, and let's buy the guy who's scoring for Newcastle currently, and he's second on that list. And we'll also put some money in the bank with that. We'll save some money. So I feel like people are just switching that up, and I feel like it's a like a knee-jerky kind of, let's get Walter Messi in. He seems to be the flavour at the minute, and we'll do that.
Nicely done. Fixtures, as per usual, pick one where it's the game you're looking forward to the most, or from an FPL sense. Always tricky. Starting with Saturday early kickoff against Ange, who had some very interesting words in his press conference earlier, trying to defend his position at the club already. And
really?
Ange Postecoglou, yeah.
Oh, gosh, I missed that. What did he say?
I'll
get them to you. While I get them up, Marcello or Reidy, pick a fixture, please.
Go on, Marcello. I'll let you do the honours first, mate. I just need to switch something on.
Yeah, I mean, that Chelsea Forest game is quite big. I was listening to Maresca's, listening out to what he was saying, and he said he's been telling some lies, I think, Maresca. He's like, Caicedo, Enzo, Pedro, they all haven't trained. And then people were just showing pictures of them all training yesterday, and people weren't sure if it was João Pedro or Pedro, and it ended up it was actually Pedro Neto who hadn't changed. And they were like, if they don't play tomorrow, they're out. Or they don't train today, they're not starting. And then none of them trained again today. So hopefully there's some embargoed quotes which clear it up a bit, because I've got free Chelsea and I don't know who's going to get rested or anything. I think João Pedro is safe. I'm not sure about Enzo or about Caicedo. They haven't gone on international duty, which is fantastic. And they seem like they haven't trained. So are they actually injured, or are they actually going to play? But it might solve my benching headaches this week if one of them gets benched.
Yeah, I think the weird thing is like João Pedro didn't go on international duty. However, Enzo Fernandez did. He played the first game. And he come off, but he missed the second game. Caicedo, right, I'm going to either do really well here or I'm going to embarrass myself. Now, Caicedo, is he Ecuadorian? No. Where's he from?
Yeah, Ecuador. Yeah.
It is Ecuador.
Yeah.
Are we sure? Are we sure? Either way, right? I mean, I don't know if Ecuador played. Yeah, they did actually. They played USA. And
I don't think he went though, which was good.
Caicedo didn't go. Yeah, no, you're right. He didn't go at all. He didn't feature in either of those games. So yeah, I mean, he's even
interesting with Caicedo. He had a Instagram post where he sacked his agent or something, and it used to be Nicholas Jackson's agent. So I think there was pictures he was training yesterday, but not today, I heard. And if he's fired his agent, does that mean he's looking for a move out, or he's looking for a pay rise, kind of like Salah last year? And Salah's looking for a new contract. How did he play? He played the best he ever did until he got that contract signed, proving like how much he's worth. So that's maybe true. There's a similar situation with Caicedo, and that's why he's hitting in rockets from 100 yards away and scoring top bins against all these teams. So I think that was interesting with Caicedo. Something to hear about. Some beef going on there with his agent. He's not happy.
Yeah. Bit of an Instagram meltdown. I think we've all had one of those at one point. But,
speaking of Instagram meltdown, have you seen Zaha and Mateta?
Oh my God. Funniest scene ever.
He's called him out. He said, "Why are you doing it?" Then he went on a 2-minute rant. Then Zaha posted another rant in French to make sure everyone in France knew.
Zaha, oh God, what is he like?
Have you heard about it, Reidy?
Yeah, he's an absolute tool, isn't he? Yeah. He's a tool. Oh,
I was
watching like recording on his own phone and stuff, recording himself, and he's just when you put like there's a category of footballers, and you kind of put them just in a weird bracket, and they're very outspoken or they have certain opinions, and like Wilfred Zaha's always been like that. I mean, obviously, you being a Palace fan, you know what he's been like, and interviews he's done in the Premier League as well. He's just, he's just a bit of an awkward character, isn't he?
And he's like deleted all his posts and put a black profile picture and unfollowed Mateta on it. They both unfollowed each other. It's just like
chaos. Did you end up picking a game, by the way, Marcello?
Forest, Chelsea, yes.
Oh, okay, all right. I was like, we've gone into this big tangent. Have we even like lost where we were? But that's great. But yeah, so Forest, Chelsea. You've got 3 Chelsea, like you were saying. Fixture for me, I'm gonna go for. I feel like it's down. I feel like it's a very obvious pick. I do feel like there are a lot of rubbish fixtures, like on paper, not many great ones, but I am going to have to go for Liverpool, Man United. Liverpool have not been great. United have not been great. It might end up being an absolute, rubbish like game to watch. 90 minutes where you feel like you wasted your life away, or it could be chaos. And I'm hoping it is that, and I'm hoping we manage to tonk them. I don't think it'll be another 7-0. Don't get me wrong. I'd love it if it was. I would love it, but that game is just interesting at this stage of the season, considering we're not firing on all cylinders. So that one for me, lads. And you, Chaza?
Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, 3 o'clock. 2 of, albeit losing at Everton's new stadium, outside of a big 6, they are the 2 more informed sides of a competition going at it. So that is what I am looking forward to the most. But I tell you what, there's theatre wherever you look, isn't there? And if there was one guy who just loves bringing theatre to the English media, once he started Spurs, and a serial winner he likes to be described as, some very interesting quotes from Ange coming today. He says, I wish I had Harry Kane. All I've heard since I finished the Spurs is finished 17th last year. So if you look at it from that prism, we finished 17th, then yeah, I'm a failed manager who's lucky to get another opportunity.
God. He's, I don't know. It's giving it. I'm a failed manager who's lucky to get this job. He's just a character, isn't he? I don't know if he's joking around or if he's just like here just to take the mick.
He needs to focus on winning a game.
Has he
won one yet in any competition?
Slightly offended.
No. It's he's what's that? Some see weeds. I look at what's growing. What the? Oh no! Oh, what the hell? That'd be one of the best moments of the season. Jesus.
You know what's funny? I was just doing work this afternoon and just going through the blogs. And I saw those quotes. I said to my mate next to him, who's also a Spurs fan, so like, what's he talking about? Seriously, I think he's just lost the plot.
Where's he got that quote from?
I don't know.
Where's he got that quote from?
Some seaweed.
Hey, I think he messaged Wilfred Zaha on Instagram saying, "Listen, mate, have you got any inspiration for me? Considering you've given all this beat to Mateta." And then Zaha's just went, "Some seaweeds. I look at what's growing."
He's not grown anything at Forest because it's a forest.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a forest, yeah. Oh. Circus time.
He's not going to last long, is he?
I've got a bad feeling he might not. Yeah. Marcello, I know we mentioned this guy very briefly earlier, but detailed take on this before we go through our sides this weekend. Mohamed Salah.
Oh, yes, good. I was actually going to mention that. So I watched do you know Adam Clary? He does YouTube videos on formations. I think he used to work with one of the sport companies, but he's on his own now. And he does amazing videos. One good one was why are defensive midfielders scoring goals this season? Is it a trend or are they being told to do that? Long throws. This is a topic. Talking about how Crystal Palace are so good and unbeaten just before we lost to Everton. And then on Liverpool, his Liverpool video was good as well. And, there's so much changes. All the players need to get to know each other. It is a whole new team. And, football's a team game. It can be hard to interact with each other. So one of the things he said as well was Trent is gone. And this really affects Salah, I think. So what do you guys think about Trent leaving? Salah is just so wide now. He gets all the heat maps out, puts Salah over here, no touches in the box compared to last year. Is that because of Trent? Does he need Frimpong overlapping or?
Oh, right.
And also Kirkez is quite attacking on the other end. So
but he's not attacking this year.
And he's not even. It's what's going on? And then
okay. No, this is a really good point, Marcello, because I actually had a bit of a watch of this. Virgil van Dijk's simply playing long balls, and most of the time they're just not getting there to be attackers, and usually they go right down the wing. But as you said, Kirko's the thread to go up forward, so is Frimpong. I think also what is playing a role at the minute at the club is unfortunately the loss of Diogo Jota. I think that's just going to sting them all season.
And
sadly.
Luis Diaz as well. On the
Luis Diaz leaving, he's a huge loss. Sometimes you don't realise what you had until that player is gone. But Reidy, as a supporter yourself, how do you see the demise at the minute from the reigning champions?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said it when we've done the podcast before, and I think it's it's no secret that people have said there's a lot of changes that have come in, and that's as simple as that. But on another front, you touched upon it there, Chaza. I mean, we're dealing with the loss of Diogo Jota. He would have been there this season. Diaz has left, which for me is massive. It's been massive.
Yeah.
We can talk about Trent and Salah all day, but if you're world class, you should not need another player to make you better. It's as simple as that. Messi has players around him, but Messi makes the other players better, not the other way around. So, yeah, I can see what people are saying about the Trent Salah thing, but for me, if he's good enough, then he's good enough. But yeah, Diaz, massive miss in terms of counter-attack for us, in terms of being, so deadly against defenders one-on-one. And I do think that the Kirkes and Frimpong, they're struggling whether to sit back or being too far forward, which is leaving us vulnerable. So I think there's that, that solution that needs working out. And what Slot's going to do with that, I don't know. I couldn't tell you, boys. But yeah, that for me is two big things there. I think Jota and Diaz. Without them, we're not the same.
Not the same at all. There's plenty to think about for Arne Slot, but what is also plenty to think about is for us as fantasy managers and how we're going to line up for game week 8. Now, Marcello, he's been ready. He's been raring and roaring with all the major talking points tonight, and he will be the first cab off the rank when it comes to his team on the green grass. George Ezra would like to say, take it away, Bosh.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying this week, but I think I'm just rolling. Initially, I did bench Bruno and Gyökeres, but I think I can bench Keane for one of them. I'd probably play Gyökeres first, and I do kind of want Bruno to play against Liverpool. DEFCON, he can score a penalty. He loves a big game. Probably bench Anderson against Chelsea, but I don't know, Chelsea's got so many injuries. Caicedo might not play, so that would probably solve it for me. That would be quite nice if Caicedo didn't play. So I've kind of landed like this at the minute. I've got one transfer, a few in the bank. I could move Keane on because Branthwaite is back on the grass now, according to the manager. I could go to Dan Burn or Gahey, but then I'm doubling up on Palace. Kind of like Dan Burn, but I think it's a bit early, and I wouldn't want to bench any of these for Dan Burn, so I'm just going to roll. I could do Gyökeres to Bowen or Waltemard, and then maybe bring in Saka next week in time for their fixtures. I'm happy with my triple Arsenal. I'm happy triple Chelsea. I probably would prefer to have Timber, I think. Semenyo's fine. Haaland, João Pedro. I'm very happy with João Pedro. So yeah, I kind of wish I didn't buy Gyökeres. I kept Creepy Jr. and then maybe I could, look to upgrade King eventually and get my bench boost off before a 12 or 13 wildcard. Vice captain Collins, because his goal is due. West Ham, terrible at defending set pieces. He loves a header. Clean sheet header, 17-pointer for Collins incoming.
Yeah, I think roll's sensible this week. I think you've got a couple of flags and stuff. We don't know what's going on with Caicedo, but I feel like making a move this week would be very forced for you. It is tempting probably to go to Newcastle, not physically, but to get a Newcastle player. But I think rolling's probably sensible, as you say. You've got a few more cards to play then in either next game week or the game week after if you roll again. So don't mind it, mate.
Maybe I can just show my fixture window thing. So you say, this isn't the best week for transfers. Like Newcastle, I've got my buy sell for each team. And then, Newcastle fixes too much Stevie Wonder. What does that mean?
Oh, great. Love that.
So, I've got my triple Arsenal and Chelsea. They've got good fixtures for a while. West Ham I don't have, but it's only a 4-week window. Then you've got Burnley. I don't really want to move to Burnley for 4 weeks. Then you've got Everton, Sunderland, Leeds, Wolves, Man City. They don't have long to want to keep them. So next on the buy list, apart from Chelsea, Arsenal, is going to be Newcastle and then Man City later on. So that's why I'm thinking of Newcastle for this stretch here. But is it a bit too early? It probably is, yeah. So I kind of like having this in mind when I'm planning my transfers.
Fair play.
Nice one, Marcello. Best of luck. See how you go. I'm with you guys. I think rolling is a more common sense decision, and you've just got it all mapped out. I just love it. You're a star. You're a genius in what you do. That is to get a good audience, and you've got that on X now.
Oh, thanks.
Rev's side, who is also rolling this week, probably up to 4 chances. I managed to retrieve his team off WhatsApp. Thank you for sending it through late. Just what are you thinking? Has anyone got like 2 Liverpool players? Is what I find a bit intriguing about this. Is it worth having Liverpool double? I don't know, but it's a good side. 4-3-3.
I think the fixture warrants it. Yeah, I mean, not many people are going to have double Liverpool, so I think that he's probably happy in this fixture that he's got those 2 guys. Double Arsenal defence. Yeah, it's great. And then the rest is kind of there or thereabouts of what players we've all got as such. So I think it's fine. I mean, he's in a position to roll, right? He's got Stack off the bench if Caicedo doesn't play, and that could work out well. You never know against Burnley. So
no, it looks really strong, and I think a big week for Rev because Slot has said Isaac has had his pre-season and he's ready to go now. So those are big words to say before a Liverpool Man U match. He kind of has to. I feel like Isaac has to do good. He's never heard of half my players. What?
Go.
Just touching comments at the moment.
You need to look into your DEFCON daddies, Mr. Gary, because that's where the points are this year.
Yeah, that is well funny. All right, from one RE to another, on the other side, Merseyside, off you go.
Well, mate, speaking of common sense and rolling transfers, that's something that I found myself struggling to do lately. So let's start off the bat with I got rid of Tino Livramento because obviously he got injured. Was going to be out for a bit. I knew Gabriel was going up, and I made the old dreaded early move, and I brought in Gabriel after or before the international break was due to start. So that move was done, and I've took the first hit of the season, boys. I feel like it's going to be a painful one. However, see if you can guess who the hit was for.
I've got your old team up so I can see here.
Ah!
Charlie, can you tell?
Any ideas, Chaza?
You said it might not work out well, so that's your hint.
Out?
Huh?
Salah out?
No. So the player that I got rid of was Rodgers.
Okay.
And
who did he get in?
I don't know. No, I don't know. Doku.
What? Are you like looking at the same screen as us, Chaz? Are you
Sorry, mate. I'm not on full screen. Just give me 2 seconds. We're bringing Enzo and he's flagged. Yeah, right.
Chaz is thinking of his disco later. And his disco. He's like, yeah. Enzo, mate. -4. That's literally.
It's good long term. That is a good long term pick.
And he good long-term injury, you mean? Because if it's a knee problem, then it's possibly not going to be good. But yeah, like you said, Cello, it could be smoke and mirrors for Maresco.
I think it'll be fine.
It could be the Pied Piper leading us all down to drown at the minute. So
and he could get a penalty and score it, and
we'll see how it pans out. I mean, I'm going to play him. I'm going to put him on the pitch, and then if he's not even in the squad, this comes in.
What I was also looking at is if you've used the bench boost yet, and obviously you haven't.
Yeah, no, I've not, but I don't know if this is the right way. I just feel like there's goals.
This looks like a fucking good bench boost.
It looks like a bench boost. I know.
That Palace Bournemouth game is 0-0.
Yes, well, yeah.
And they both get DEFCON and probably share 2 bonuses each. Oof.
Be scary this week. I mean, Reinders have benched him and lost his points this year. I mean, I don't think Spurs will keep it clean, but you never know. But I just feel like this week maybe isn't the week because I feel there'll be goals between Bournemouth and Palace. When I see goals, could be a 1-1, might not even be high scoring. City at home, it is tempting for the bench boost, man. But
oh, mate.
If Enzo, All right. Here's a question for you then.
The thing is, you've got a 12:30 kickoff for Enzo. You might,
if I get a leak, right? Because if he's not in the squad, then it's a no-go for the bench boost. It's a no-go for the bench boost though if he's not in the squad, right?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm a player down.
But maybe even next week. Have you planned it in any week, or are you just going? Just bringing in?
Does Reidy have a plan?
I do, believe it or not, Chaza. I know sometimes I seem like I don't, but next week I could do it instead. Next week, basically, my bench would be. I'd say better. I mean, it'd be Dubravka away to Wolves. It would be who else would be on the bench? Spurs, I think.
I've got Man City on the bench here for you. Reinders and Foden against Villa, which isn't too bad.
Exactly. So next week feels better because it would be Romero. It'd be Spurs v Everton. It'd be City. So it'd be Reinders, and then it would also be. It would also be Maxence against Arsenal away, which I know is not amazing. However, there is a chance that Palace keep it clean. I don't know, but I feel like next week is better. But what I will tell you is that all 4 players who will be bench boosting next week would be away. They'd all be away. Whereas this week, I've at least got like Maxence at home, Vicario at home, Reinders at home. Do you think this week's actually better? If Enzo's in tomorrow and I get a
Charlie, do you want to share my screen? I've just put your team in my little predictor tool thing. So here's your team, and it automatically sorts like who the low scorers are.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for your screen to go on standby. We'll show this very briefly.
That means Semenyo blanks though, Marcello.
What?
I mean, if I bench boost this week, that means Semenyo blanks.
Oh, right.
I mean, we've all got Semenyo, right? So.
Right. We'll show this very briefly.
Oh, right. Yeah, against Palace. Yeah, he probably will. We're amazing.
Right.
So, yeah, Semenyo blanks. Okay, he might blank. But this bench boost here is 14.49. I haven't seen a score that big in all the teams that are reviewed. Next week, 12.1. It's still good. 12 is good. Then you've got 12.2, but a lot of reds, 11, 11.1. And then if we carry on, obviously you can make transfers, but there's a lot of reds in all of these until 22 for you.
Yeah.
This
week or next, isn't it? It's this week or next, basically.
The thing is, even if Semenyo scores, which will be great for you because you've got him, Senesi and Lacroix are such DEFCON beasts, and against these 2 teams, they're quite good at giving away DEFCONs. I don't know if you follow Tom Hadley, the Wigan guy on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of good DEFCON analysis, and Palace and Bournemouth are such good DEFCON teams. So, you can still get, 4.8, 4.7. All you want is a DEFCON from them.
Yeah.
A little bit more. And then if
maybe
one of them clean sheets.
Maybe to make up for the -4, I'd use the bench boost this week.
But then if it goes wrong, you'll be gutted and blame me. So
I won't blame you, Marcello. I'll blame the models, mate. I'll say models are flawed. That's it. We're never believing in anything you say ever again. No, it's fine. It's fine, mate. But I will consider it. I definitely will. If Enzo's in, I am going to consider it. But if not, it's maybe next.
Oh yeah, if not, then definitely no. And you'll know if he hasn't travelled, so that's good.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Chaza, all's yours.
I reckon I'm going to roll. I haven't actually looked at this side prior to today for about 10 to 12 days, and I just brought in Sunderland's ukulele in. Enjoy with a tough fixture. He'll go first on bench. Rode on second, but I did hear, according to Marcello, he had a blistering international break, which scares me. But outside of that,
post last week for you, didn't he?
Yeah, he got 1 pointer, and I missed out on ukulele's free.
So hit the post.
yeah, hit the post. Bloody hell! It's a very interesting games, those two: Sunderland, Wolves, and Burnley Leeds. So that's what I'm going to roll with for 4-3-3, and yeah.
Yeah, I
interesting.
mean, you can consider Rodon over Reindeers, but probably not, to be honest.
I was thinking Rodon over Van der Ven. What's your take on that?
Let's have a look. I don't mind it, but he's at home, Van der Ven, so maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
And also, I think Villa are quite good for giving away DEFCONs, whereas
Yeah, they're
Burnley might
one of the
not
worst,
be
aren't
as
they?
good.
Villa are one of the worst, aren't they, in the league and stuff?
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's quite interesting because you've got fixtures that are good for defenders to keep it clean, and then you've got fixtures that are good for DEFCONs. And you know, like I said, that Tom guy, he was. That's what I want to be like on Saturday, but I'm gonna be like this again.
Like heads and shoulders, knees and toes, that guy, mate, or Macarena. DEFCON monsters.
Cells as well. Oh yeah, I guess so.
Oh man, I wouldn't get rid of him.
No,
In
that's really
fairness, like some see weeds, and in this case, nothing's growing.
I mean, one thing I will say though is you're benching a penalty taker. That I don't kind of agree with benching and die. Yes, it is a tougher fixture. Everton have been all right attacking, but I know Grealish isn't there, so
exactly. Yeah, they don't have Grealish.
But I would be playing and die with him having penalties over probably ukulele, as you like to call him.
Over ukulele, not over Reindeers.
No, because it's a home, isn't it? It's a home fixture again. I know I'm benching him, but my reason for benching him is because I brought in Enzo and I've got Kudus, Semenyo, and Foden, and I probably wouldn't bench Foden over Reindeers. Reindeers, I've just called them. Yeah, Reinders, but
I wouldn't bench ukulele. Maybe
really?
Senesi. I don't know. Who knows? That's the hard choice.
Quick one. Unfortunately, guys, for those who might be disappointed, I unfortunately did not get around to doing any proper captaincy, so thoroughly apologise.
Oh my God, Chaza, how dare you?
I know. I'm getting sacked in the morning, probably a quicker sack than Anne, so it's terrible. But Haaland, do you believe he's probably the clear runaway leader for this week, or is there a bit of hedging bets or even an underdog outside? Maybe Marcello or Jared Bowen, perhaps, or João Pedro against a leaky Nottingham Forest.
Well, one guy at work said he's triple captaining someone this week. Can you guess who?
A certain Mr. Mohamed Salah.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, no, wait, really? Maybe.
One last hurrah. I think people are going for one last goodbye and farewell, because this could be his last season before he's off to Saudi. But yeah, I mean,
I couldn't do it.
People are kind of going a bit different with him, and I know people who haven't got a wild card can't get to him, and I get it. I do get it. It's at Anfield, but I don't know, man. I mean, you're going against Haaland, who's in form.
Yeah.
It just seems...
I triple captain Haaland at home, Burnley in amazing form, Salah no form. Okay, he's at home. Man U aren't the best defense, but they're not the worst. They're not Burnley, like they are. Footballers. Not that Burnley aren't footballers.
Bakaya away at Fulham.
I'd rather captain Gabriel. Would you ever captain a defender?
You know what though? Colm's got a shout. I mean, am I right in saying that? Did Silva say something about they're missing a few players or something? They've got quite.
They don't have a striker.
They've got and they've got quite a few injuries, things like that. So I mean, there's worse shouts. But you're obviously in the Gabriel camp there when it comes to the captain stuff, Marcello.
I'm just thinking, why would you captain Saka when Gabriel's right there?
Yeah, but I mean, clean sheet goes and that's it, isn't it?
Is it more likely that Arsenal will keep a clean sheet against Fulham, or that Saka will score?
I think.
Probably the clean sheet.
I'd say clean.
And then you've got Defcon, and then you've got Gabriel might score from one of their 30 corners in the match.
But if he doesn't score and he ends up just getting, 10 points, say you get 20. Yeah. I mean,
if Saka doesn't score, you'll get 2 points as well.
Whereas Saka goal and assist plus a clean sheet.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, don't know.
Right. Final verdict. Who's our captain of Haaland here?
Yeah, it's got to be Haaland or Nathan Collins.
Nathan Collins.
Nathan Collins. It's Marcello, mate. Oh, you're honestly, you cracked me up a little
bit. It's West Ham.
Yeah. I mean, I think personally, top 3 captains for me, I would say it'd be Haaland, Salah, and if we're going to be serious for a minute, I probably would say Saka. They'd be the top 3 for me this week.
Nice. And who's your actual captain at the moment, Reidy? Is it Haaland?
My actual captain is Nordic Shield Junior, Strand Larson. No, it's not. It's Haaland.
Yeah, there you go. Well, to you both, thank you for such a wonderful episode for Gameweek 8. Brilliant, riveting discussion. And as the podcast went on, we started from having weeds and we were growing by the minute. So we'll see you guys next week. Best of luck for this weekend and the Marcello's very own DEFCON monsters. Before all of that, however, there's unfortunately one guy who didn't make it tonight. And it was his birthday yesterday. So to Rev, I don't know how old he's turning. Doesn't look 21 anymore with his grey hairs. Happy birthday. Hope you had a smashing day. And next week, it's also going to be someone else's birthday. But you'll find out then. Till next time, catch you.